Chapter 62. Change your thoughts, change your life. 62nd verse. The Tao is the treasure house, the true nature, the secret source of everything. It is the treasure of the good man and the refuge of the bad. If a person seems wicked, do not cast him away. Awaken him with your words. Elevate him with your deeds. Repay his injury with your kindness. Do not cast him away. Cast away his wickedness. Thus, when a new leader is chosen, do not offer to help him with your wealth or your expertise. Help him to meditate on the principle. Offer instead to teach him about the Tao. Why did the ancients make so much of the principle? Is it not because it is the source of all good and the remedy for all evil? It is the most noble thing in the world. Living in the treasure house of the Tao. Imagine having access to a very special place where we could retreat and commune with the sacred source of everything. Here we'd find the treasure of the good man and a space where the bad man goes to be forgiven. This is where great rulers and the wisest among us would meditate for guidance to carry out awesome responsibilities, where we'd be given the secret for casting out all wickedness without personally needing to cast out anyone ourselves. In this wonderful locale, we would absolutely know the source of good as well as the remedy for evil. As I studied and contemplated this passage, I began calling it the Count Your Blessings verse. It reminds me that I can access a sacred treasure house deep within me, as can you and all other conscious beings. It reminds me to change the way I see the appearance of darkness in our world today. It reminds me that within me is the wondrous wellspring of the Tao. It reminds me to be willing to change the way I view myself and my role here as one of the 10,000 things. You can modify your conditioned way of viewing most things by looking at all that appears to be weighted with hatred, wickedness, and evil. According to Lao Tzu, no one is evil or wicked. Rather, those who live in contradiction to the Tao's teaching only appear to be so. Instead of casting them aside, you must reconnect them to the Great Way. So, stay centered by thinking and behaving in ways that harmonize with the all-loving, all-knowing Tao, keeping in mind that this source doesn't inflict harm on, exclude, or judge anyone. It just gives life. When you perceive negativity, alter your view to see pure love and kindness that's mistakenly being directed to seek a sacred place in the material world. That energy is powerful, and it's moving away from its source instead of returning and replenishing in the spiritual cycle that is its originating point. When you've succeeded in changing how you perceive so-called wickedness, invite others to see the difference as well. Thanks to your new point of view, you'll be quite comfortable in discussing the difference between material world satisfactions and the riches of the Tao. And, if requested, you'll even be able to offer a map or path to the sacred treasure house of the Tao. In a translation of the Tao Te Ching by Yao Fu Feng and Jane English, the 62nd verse concludes with the following words. Why does everyone like the Tao so much at first? Isn't it because you find what you seek and are forgiven when you sin? Therefore, this is the greatest treasure of the universe. Here's what Lao Tzu offers you in this Count Your Blessings gem of a verse. First, practice seeing the door of the treasure house opening to you. See yourself as a divine creation of the eternal Tao, with the entrance to a sacred space always available to you. Know that what you've thought of as negative can never be if it's able to enter the treasure-filled Tao. Visualize a house that's opening its front door to you and welcoming you to bask in the sacred warmth of its interior. And imagine leaving all angst and fear behind as you walk in. Make this home of the Tao a private retreat that you're free to enter with this meditative, visualizing technique. It is divinity itself, and it can be your sanctuary at any time. Second, practice forgiving and avoiding judgment when you see reprehensible or evil-minded ways. Take Lao Tzu up on his advice for dealing with those who appear to be wicked people by mentally separating the individuals from their toxic behavior. Remember that they are divine creations of the Tao who simply believe the ego should control life. In your thoughts, erase the vileness, the wrongdoing, and the addictive or harmful actions, and allow those folks to just be there apart from their malevolent behavior. See the unfolding of the Tao in them, and picture them as innocent children who are overstimulated by ego's temporary stronghold. In your mind, forgive the evil conduct and make every effort to wrap loving arms around the children you see before you. Lao Tzu urges you to treat yourself in a similar manner. Cast out any behavior you dislike about yourself, allow your pain to be felt, and absolve yourself. With these behaviors removed, visualize embracing yourself, and notice the radiant being of light who is yourself in your imagination. Practice elevating yourself with your Tao deeds and doling out kindness to others as well as yourself. This is how you apply this verse of the Tao, which is indeed the remedy for all evil. Do the Tao now. Today, make the decision to help one other person, if only for a few moments, to meditate on this verse's principle. But do so without mentioning the Tao Te Ching or this book. Possibly send out an expression of love where you might have chosen anger. Or mail a greeting card with a particularly meaningful verse of the Tao to someone who's assumed a new position of leadership. Whatever you do, your motivation is to help that man or woman unlock the door to his or her treasure house by offering keys in the form of your own Tao-centered thoughts and behavior.